Julia Roberts is doing it, so is Miley Cyrus and Oprah. Countless city slickers are now raising their own hens to have farm-fresh eggs anytime.
And with the price of eggs doubling recently, you may be thinking about joining the chicken-keeping contingency. Lisa Steele is a fifth-generation chicken keeper and host of Welcome to My Farm on Create TV. Lisa, we're so excited to have you here today. You know,
hi, thanks for having me.
Listen, we need you, honey, because you've been raising chickens your entire life. What are the advantages to doing this?
Yeah, it's the topic on everybody's mind right now with egg prices the way they are. And I can tell you, anybody who started back during the recession in 2008, 2009 is sitting pretty right now because our coop has been paid for. We've already got our chickens. They're laying eggs. It costs a little to get started, and you have to get your setup and your coop and your pen for them. But once you've got all that going and the eggs start flowing, you definitely will start saving money on groceries.
I liked that rhyme there. Martha Collins is a fan of yours, and you have your own show. You do countless interviews. Raising chickens has become a big industry for you. Why do you think that is?
It really has. I think during COVID, there was a huge resurgence that we didn't see since the recession. And I think it was because people would just go to the grocery stores and the shelves were bare. And, you know, that's kind of nerve wracking. So they started gardening and raising chickens. And if you have a garden and chickens, you know you can feed your family. So that's a really good feeling. Plus, people were out of work. They were home. The kids were home from school. So there was somebody to take care of the chickens. Although chickens are super low maintenance. I mean, they kind of fall somewhere between a dog and a cat. You know, they don't need you to spend time with them all day, every day. They just kind of need basic care. You got to feed them, you got to water them, collect the eggs, and then you can kind of leave them alone.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I think about my family members who are in the farming lifestyle. It is not for the weak, honey. You all are some strong people, okay? But when it comes to, you know, these chickens and it being a time commitment, I mean, really and truly, what do you need to devote to them? Because, like, do you need, like, kids so that way they can go and do that? Do you need, like, a husband that has no chores so that way they can go and do that? Like, what? Who is the perfect person to try to have a chicken coop?
All about child labor. No, it comes in handy if you do travel a lot or if you work long hours to have somebody who's home, because you do need to let them out in the morning. You need to feed them. You need to lock them up at night so nothing, you know, eats them. But I live in Maine. You know, you're in Indiana. It's cold, and I can do my chores in like 5 minutes in the morning if I have to, you know, open the door, fill their water, fill their food, go check eggs a couple hours later. It can be as big or a small time commitment as you want it to be. And we're not talking, you know, 300 chickens. We're talking the average backyard flock. You might have 5 chickens or 10 chickens or something like that.
So obviously people need to follow their local restrictions. So how do you recommend viewers go about raising their own chickens?
Yes, absolutely. After you check to see if you can have them, and just because you live in an urban area, don't think that you can't, because so many areas are allowing chickens. So after you've checked your regulations, how many you can have, and if you need a permit, things like that, you just have to get a coop for them, which is their little house that they live in. Some of them have attached hens. And then you probably want to head to your feed store in the next couple weeks. They're going to start having baby chicks. So you just bring a box of baby chicks home. You need to put them in a box in your house under heat for the first couple weeks because they're babies. You know, they don't have a mother chicken to keep them warm. So you do need to keep them warm. But once they're about 8 weeks old, they've got feathers, they can go outside. And then you just got to keep them alive until they start laying eggs at like 5 months old, and you will have a refrigerator full of eggs in no time.
And how often do they lay eggs quickly, Lisa?
About once a day. You know, a chicken lays an egg about once every 26 hours. So the eggs really do start to pile up pretty quickly.
I don't think I knew that. I mean, Lisa, we knew that you were cool, but I mean, like, you are extra cool, okay? Lisa Steele, you've written many books on the subject, including the new one, The Fresh Eggs Daily Cookbook. You got to make sure you check that out. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. And we know whose house we're going over for omelets.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.